Okay, so we're gonna figure out which is the best unconventional IELTS preparation techniques. So, as an IELTS instructor, I'm gonna rate these methods and tell my opinion if this can work or not. So, by the way, this is ChatGPT. So, in case if you're a student who is preparing for IELTS and want to use something that can help you, you can use ChatGPT or Google Bot or even the new Bing AI. So, the first thing is watch TV shows and movies. So watching English TV shows and movies can help you improve your listening skills and get used to different accents and speaking styles. Try to watch with subtitles at first and then gradually remove them as your listening skill improves. Well, that's absolutely true. Watching movies and TV shows is probably the best way to improve your listening skills. I quite often tell my students to watch a lot of TV shows and movies. So it's really good. I would give it literally 5 stars if I want to. Because I would really give it 5 stars. That's 100% sure. Because I've improved my skills by watching movies and TV shows. I used to watch a lot of movies when I was really young. I think probably one of the first movies that I've watched is maybe Jurassic Park. I think, yeah, I think Jaws. That's another one of my favorites. And then there was this movie called Free Willy, Free Willy 2. I used to watch that as well. Um, and so yeah, so watching movies is really a good thing. And yes, it will definitely improve your listening skills. It will also improve your speaking skills to an extent. Of course, you'll be able to understand different accents. Um, I think it will kind of improve your English overall, and it will definitely help your listening skills and speaking skills. And of course, like this one, understanding different accents. So yeah, that's one of the ways by which I've learned different English accents, and that kind of improved my listening skills. In fact, I got a 9 in IELTS listening, and it was very easy for me to get a band 9. I believe the reason for that is I used to watch a lot of movies and TV shows when I was really young. Um, Listening to podcast. That's the next one. Well, I have listened to podcasts, um, but not when I was really young. I don't think it was very popular during that time. That's the first thing. But I've listened to it to kind of get some knowledge about different topics. Now I'm pretty interested in technology, so no, I don't listen to podcasts quite often, but I have done that. So podcast is sort of like radio. I think one of the advantages of listening to podcasts is that you can do that when you are maybe doing something else. Maybe when you're washing your bike or car, or when you're cleaning, or when you're making food, or you can do when can do it when um, I think you can do it when you're doing something else. Like you can't do the same thing with the movies, right? You have to. It's active learning. Literally, watching movies and TV shows. The first one is a form of active learning. Whereas listening to podcasts is actually passive learning. You're not really listening to that, right? You're kind of doing your activity and then you're just passively learning. I think that's a good thing to do, but I would still rate watching TV shows and movies more than listening to podcasts. That's just my opinion. And shadowing. Uh, I think a lot of students or a lot of viewers might not know what shadowing is. So this techniques involves listening to native speakers and trying to mimic their pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. It can help improve your speaking and listening skills. Oh, absolutely. I think I've done shadowing when I was really young. I think I've done it with the help of these movies and TV shows. I think there is a YouTube channel called Learn English with TV series or something. But they make shadowing so easy. So they take parts of segments of movies and short segments, and you can actually mimic these native speakers. And I think it's one of the best ways to improve your pronunciation. Now, as you know, in IELTS speaking, pronunciation is a fourth criteria. It's in the criteria, so basically you have to be good at that to get really good scores. So I think you can probably work on your pronunciation by shadowing, especially from your favorite movies and TV shows. And I used to do this when I was really young, watching my favorite movies, and it just helped me a lot. So I would rate this 5 stars. A lot of students just don't like to do this because it is kind of boring. It is kind of repetitive. So a lot of students find it really boring, but this can work. But it takes some time for you to kind of get into that groove, but it can work really well. And use language learning apps. That's the next one. I haven't used many language learning apps. I think it doesn't work that much. That's what I think. Now, by the way, I've used Duolingo to learn Spanish, but it didn't work. And Memrise, I've used that too. I haven't used Rosetta Stone. I don't know what that is, but I've used these two, and it didn't really work. I think something that can work though to learn English grammar is to buy fill in the blanks book, a grammatical book that contains a lot of fill in the blanks, so that you can test your skills. I think that can come in app forms as well. So maybe you can these quizzes, right? So that kind of apps can be really good for learning grammar, but I don't think it's really good for learning pronunciation or maybe English as a whole. Because it's always better to learn English in a natural way. Language learning apps can be a bit artificial in a way.